Today, I'm going to talk about a fascinating topic that sheds light on one of the most intriguing aspects of Ice Age art: 32 abstract signs that may represent one of the earliest forms of symbolic communication among humans. This episode is inspired by the groundbreaking work of Genevieve Petzninger, a paleoanthropologist who has dedicated years to exploring these signs. Genevieve is a researcher who had significantly advanced our understanding of prehistoric art. In her TED Talk, titled "Why Are There 32 Symbols Found in Caves All Over Europe?", she talks about her discovery of these recurring symbols in Ice Age caves, dating back from 10,000 to 40,000 years. These symbols appear in caves across Europe, from Spain to Russia, and their consistency across time and geography suggests that they might have been part of an early system of graphic communication. I highly recommend her book, The First Signs: Unlocking the Mysteries of the World's Oldest Symbols. It's a deep dive into her research, exploring these symbols in great detail and what they reveal about our early ancestors. The title of this episode, The 32 Signs, comes from Genevieve's Instagram, where she often shares updates about her ongoing research. I had the great honor of hosting her as a guest on one of my Art Dialogue episodes, and I'm thrilled to say that she will be returning for another conversation. If you have listened to her TED Talk, you'll know how revolutionary her findings are. For those who haven't, don't worry, I will include links to her TED Talk, YouTube channel, and our Art Dialogue in episode description. In the ancient caves, with torchlights and the shadows, early humans left their mark. These symbols were their whispers into the dark, stories etched and painted on the wall, longing to be heard by the future generations. There is asterisk, a starburst design, potentially symbolizing divine light. It may represent an actual star. There is aviform, a bird-like shape. Maybe our ancestors wanted to fly, like we always did. Claviform, key-like symbol resembling a club with unclear meaning. Cordiform, a heart-shaped symbol, likely symbolizing love or life. Cruciform, cross-shaped, representing the intersection of the worlds. Sometimes it resembles a letter X. Crosshatch symbol, grid pattern, resembling a hashtag, possibly used for measuring, mapping, or marking territories. Cupules, a tiny indentations, possibly used in ritual or maybe for counting. There is a line, a simple symbol that might connect or divide. Dots, basic marks representing words, numbers, people, animals, stars. Along with lines, they are fundamental artistic element without which visual art wouldn't be possible. Circle represents unity, cyclical nature of life, or celestial bodies, such as sun or full moon. Finger fluting, marks made by dragging fingers to the soft clay, showing human touch. Flabelliform, possibly symbolizing the sun's rays. Half circle, representing openness. Lassiform, loop-like shaped symbol with speculative symbolic meaning. It resembles a lasso, the one that cowboys use. The positive hand symbol, where the hand itself is painted rather than outlined. It's a direct imprint of oneself, an ancient declaration, I was here. Negative hand, handprint made by blowing pigment around the hand. Open V-shaped angle symbol, possibly indicating a path or entryway. Oval could symbolize an egg, a womb, a cyclical renewal. Penniform, feather-like symbol, or maybe a branch of a fir tree. There is pectiform, comb-like design, perhaps for organizing or counting. Quadrangle, square or rectangular shape indicating boundaries or directions. Ramiform, designs resembling ram horns or antlers, possibly symbolizing animal or some kind of a ritualistic theme, but sometimes it looks like a spear or an arrow. Reniform, a kidney-shaped symbol, possibly representing fertility. Scalariform, step-like pattern, could represent ascension or connection between the realms. Spiral, symbol of growth and continuous journey of life. There is a Spanish tectiform, a geometric pictograph, typically consisting of a slightly curved rectangular, divided into 3 or 6 sections. It's only found in Spain. There is a tectiform, a shape resembling a roof, symbolizing shelter maybe. Triangle, symbol of stability or some kind of a trinity concept. Uniciform, hook-like shape that might represent tools. W sign may symbolize duality or balance, some kind of a Paleolithic yin and yang. Y sign may signify choice or a pivotal decision, but also it may represent a pelvic area and inner thighs of women. Zigzag represents water, movement. It's very energetic. You try and do a zigzag line. It's full of energy. The movement of the hand would be full of power. These 32 symbols may appear simple, but they represent a rich symbolic language that connected our Ice Age ancestors across vast distances. When I look at these 32 signs, I wonder why they did it. These poor, wretched souls, scraping by in a world that barely gives them enough to survive. Yet, they were there, carving marks into the cold stone, fighting against the dark. It wasn't enough just to hunt, just to eat, to sleep, to have sex, to have children, to wait for the next day to come crashing down. No, they had to create. They had to leave something behind. Something that said, we were here, we were alive, we mattered. I imagine them being scared. Yes, you heard right. Scared of endless sky above, the relentless night, the silence of cave, the unknown landscapes, the unknown food. Maybe those signs were their way of talking back to the void, their defiance against the world that don't give a damn. They weren't just surviving, they were trying to make sense of the whole damn mess, trying to find a reason for all the pain and struggle. It was easy for early researchers and art historians to think of them as primitives, hunched over the dirt, but these signs say otherwise. The art that they created say otherwise. The art and the signs is a definite proof that something more was going on, something deeper. Were they searching for meaning, for connection, for something that made it all worth it? I say yes. And also, as I previously said several times, the art of these people, whatever it meant to them, maybe it was made in abundance, much more than we will ever see. Maybe we didn't find it yet, or it's gone forever. These symbols were their prayers, their cries to whatever gods might be out there, listening, laughing, ignoring them completely as gods usually do. And who knows, maybe those signs were the first steps towards bringing order to the chaos. These people must have looked at the changing seasons, the birth and death all around them, and thought that there had to be something more, something beyond the physical world that was grinding them down every day. So, they made these marks, these simple repetitive signs, trying to reach out, trying to touch the infinite. Maybe it's only my poetic mind that thinks that way. Maybe I'm totally wrong. We don't know. Maybe indeed only art that was made came to us and it's rare as it is. Sorry, I'm going on a tangent again. Anyway, maybe their art and their symbols wasn't just about gods and spirits. Maybe it was about themselves. And what do these signs tell us? They were human, just like us. They needed to create, to express, to leave something behind that would outlast them. They were scared, they were hopeful, they were desperate, they were trying to make sense of it all. In all of these signs and art, you see the whole damn struggle to being alive, of trying to find meaning that often doesn't give you any. These symbols, they are not just ancient marks on the wall, they are a piece of a human soul, a reminder that even back then, in the cold, in the dark, people were reaching out for something more. They are indeed a whisper from the past, telling us they are not so different after all, that we are all part of the same story, the same endless search for meaning. Maybe that's the point of it all, just to keep searching, to keep carving out marks into the world, hoping that somewhere, somehow, someone will find that we meant something a long time ago. Because in the end, what else is there but to try and leave a trace and hope that someone in the future will wonder about us? This episode took so long to write and rewrite and read and reread. I'm exhausted after this episode. The next episodes will be more art dialogues, until I start recording the episodes about the cave art. This concludes this episode. I want to thank you for joining and listening. I hope I inspired you. I hope you learned something.